Hobonics, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be bringing you a very exciting video, one that I probably should have done about a year ago, but because of my social media hiatus, I never filmed a single video talking about what planners I used for 2021. So today I had originally planned on filming my 2022 planner lineup, but because I'm still waiting on a few planners because I changed my mind like a billion times. You guys already saw a Hobonichi weeks setup that I was going to use as my personal planner, but since then I've changed my mind and I think I'm going to be incorporating new planners that I've never used before because I really want to try something different for next year, even though I really love the weeks as a main planner, but I wanted to try something different, make things a little bit more fun, and thus I changed my mind and I ordered a few planners, and because they haven't arrived yet, I thought, well, if I can't talk about my 2022 planners, why don't I talk about my 2021 planners, what I used, what worked, what didn't work, my thoughts, and pretty much give you a little bit of a review of how they've been working and why I might be changing some things for next year. So let's begin. Okay, so the first planner I'm going to talk about is my Hobonichi weeks. This still is, because 2021 isn't over, my main planner, my main personal planner, because I do have a separate work planner, which we'll see in a minute. But this is my main personal planner. I really love this size, as I've mentioned in previous videos. This is not my first time using a Hobonichi week. I've used one for 2020 and it worked really, really great, which is why I bought one for 2021. This planner, I just really love the portability of it because it's really, really compact. I like how it's super thin and it's really, really functional for me. I use it exclusively on a functional basis. Most of my planners, as you're going to see, I've used them pretty much for functioning reasons instead of for more decorative purposes. This is the Hobonichi weeks, like I mentioned. This planner houses all of my important to-dos, my weekly to-dos, daily to-dos, monthly to-dos, basically my appointments, events, and everything. So really quickly to give you like a little example, because I am going to do a full flip through in a separate video. Here is the month of March. So in my monthly calendar, I used it to write birthdays, holidays, events, appointments. Sometimes I would write an occasional to-do here in the bottom. My monthly is kind of like my pre-planning. This is where I do my main planning at the beginning of the month and kind of see what's going on. And then as the week progresses, I'll fill in any new appointments that come up. And then the main part of this planner includes weekly pages, which hopefully I can give you guys, because this planner is almost done. These are the only two empty weekly pages that I have that I can show you because the planner is pretty much complete. It has a horizontal view on the left and then an empty grid note page on the right. So the way I've been using it has been, so basically what I do, for example, here's a good week to show you guys. I transfer any appointments that I've written out in my pre-plan from the monthly calendar to the weekly calendar, and then I write my daily to-dos in the weekly portion of this planner. And then on the right side, I do a master weekly to-do list, and then sometimes I would write an occasional habit tracker or weekly routines that I wanted to keep up. But basically that was the way I used this planner. Pure function, as you can see, no decorative stickers or anything. I would try to do some nice lettering for my titles and then just use a highlighter to color it in. And I use a lot of color coding also throughout the planner. Each color code or each color means something different, but this is the way I used it. And in the back, it has a bunch of note pages, which I haven't filled a lot in. Actually, I've only used a few because I'm not much of a note taker in this planner, but the way I used the back was to write collections, kind of like a wish list, maybe movies to watch, any random ideas that would pop up and that I would need to jot down really quickly. I would put them into the notes section in the back. But as you can see, this is a catch-all everything planner where I would write out my goals and my to-dos. And it's been working great and I really, really love it. But again, and I feel like I wanted to try something different for next year. I was going to use this planner, so I was going to use it exactly the same way as I've been using it for the past 2 years, but I've been wanting to incorporate new things into the planner, and this one just falls short. I am a planner addict, so I love trying out new planners, new systems, and see how I can incorporate my method of planning into the new planner layouts. That's one of the main reasons why I'm not going to be using the Hobonichi Weeks as my main planner anymore, but I am going to try and find a different use for this. But I will talk more about that in my 2022 planner lineup, which hopefully will be coming soon before the end of the year once my planners arrive, like I mentioned. The next planner I want to talk about is my work planner. So I have a day job where I actually go into the office and work. I do not like mixing my personal to-dos with my work to-dos because I consider those things totally separate in my life. Once I leave work, I forget about work and I focus more on me and my family and my personal to-dos. So I like to keep those things separated. So for my work planner, I wanted something quite cheap, but very functional as well, so that I can write as messy as I want. I do not use this also, like I mentioned, for anything decorative. This is purely functional because I do not have the time in my work to actually stop and put like a sticker or decorate. No, this is pure function, brainstorm, brain dump, anything that comes up during the day. If I get a phone call at that moment, I will write down the message. Everything is quite messy in here, and I'm not going to be able to show what I've written in here for you guys because it has sensitive information, so I cannot share that, but I will kind of give you a blurred out vision of how I've been using it. So this is a Smart Panda. This is a planner that I found on Amazon. It's an A4 size. It's really, really big. It's coil bound, which is also really great because if you want to flip it around and note take and move it around, it's really, really convenient. Here's basically what the planner looks like. So let me start from the beginning. I really, really like it. It has, I think it's like a recycled paper, but it's pretty nice. And again, I don't use any special pens at work. I just use a regular ballpoint pen. So it has like a monthly or yearly overview of 3 years. Then you have your yearly spread where I've been writing down the off days that I've been getting. If I have any vacation, which actually I haven't even been keeping up with because I haven't filled out this part of the year. And then you also have kind of like a year pre-plan if you have any like upcoming projects or anything like that you want to plan. And then you have a really, really big monthly calendar. This is the part, or this is one of the main reasons why I bought this planner, because I love the monthly view. It's actually blank space. There's no lines or dots or grids or anything like that. It's all white. Actually, it's like an off-white or like a cream colored paper. I don't know if you can tell from the camera, but it's like a cream colored paper, which is kind of nice as a work planner. I think it just makes it a little bit more sophisticated for some reason, but again, I use this very messy. So it's a Monday start. Obviously, as you can see, it's in Spanish because I do live in Madrid. So the rest of the planner just has all of these weekly pages, and it's in a vertical style and in an hourly fashion. Your weekend is separated into into one column divided by 2, which I totally don't mind because I do not work Saturday or Sunday, so I never use this column for any to-dos. I actually usually cover up the weekday and use this space to track other things in my job. So I really, really like this. I never use the actual hours, so I basically just use it to write as a to-do list. And then sometimes at the bottom part, I will write reminders from previous weeks or upcoming things that I need to consider for the next week. So the bottom part is basically notes, and the top part is a giant to-do list. And the entire planner has these really big, wide columns that I just love, and they are very, very comfortable to write in all of my to-dos and to, like I mentioned, scratch notes. And then in the back, it has a few lined note pages, which are also really nice if you want to take notes on like a meeting that you're having or whatever, or if you want to keep like a certain collection from different tasks that you have at work. That also comes in handy. So this is my work planner. The next planner I'm going to be showing you guys is my 2021 Cultivate What Matters Powersheets Goal Planner. You guys have seen this planner already in my past videos. I actually recently posted a plan with me of my December goals. This is my goal planner. I'm not going to talk much about this because I've already mentioned it in previous videos, but this is the planner from Cultivate What Matters that Laura Casey designed, and this is the first time that I used it. I really loved it, but this next year they made some changes that I didn't enjoy, so I'm not going to be using this for next year. But it doesn't mean that it didn't work well. It's just that the changes that they made are ones that I found really useful in this version, so I wish they would have made the same version as the 2021. If they had, I probably would have gotten another one, but this planner worked really nice. You had your monthly attending list, and then like a review page, a calendar, brainstorm area. It's just very complete. It's also very colorful. The paper quality is amazing. You have these great sturdy dividers. You have foiled pages, quotes. It's just really a really great planner, and I think the system or the goal setting system that they've come up with actually works. And again, I really enjoyed it, which is why the bullet journal that I've created for next year has a lot of the same content as a power sheet with a few minor changes and tweaks. But other than that, this planner has worked really well. There are a few months that I never filled out because there's always certain times during the year where you're kind of like in a planner funk, or you just kind of forget about your planners because you're kind of enjoying life and living it as it is and not worrying about planning at all. So this is my 2021 goal planner. Next up is another Hobonichi Weeks that I bought. If you saw my haul video for my 2021 Hobonichi unboxing, you might have seen that it was one of my biggest hauls to date. I'd never ordered so many things before, but I just really loved the entire 2021 line. Contrary to 2022, which I didn't really like any of the covers, this was one of the covers that I really loved. It was a big contender because I only wanted to get one main planner, so I was kind of like, should I get the botanical one or should I get this? Forget what it was called. If I remember, I'll leave it down in the description box. But I was really loving both of these, and I was like, which one should I use as my main planner? I can only pick one. And I was like, why should I only pick one? So I ended up picking two and deciding that I would use one of them as my main planner, which is this one, and the other I would use as a gratitude journal. So that's what I did. But unfortunately, and I even got a matching elastic band for it in blue. Unfortunately, I've not been keeping up with it. I started really strong in the beginning of the year, but then I kind of like, I'm gonna give you a quick flip through here because I'm not gonna be doing a separate video on this just because, again, I never filled it out. I made a really nice dashboard with some like foiled stickers and then a picture because I wanted this to be kind of like a wellness journal as well. I don't know, I wanted it to be a book that motivated me and that generated positivity. The layout is the same as the other one, and I wanted to use the monthly for workout plan. I wrote out, or I kept a log of when I worked out, and if I worked out, what I did, if I did arms and shoulders, if I did glutes, if it was a rest day, so on and so forth. So I wanted to use the months for that, and I only did it for December and January, and as you can see, I had a little tab here that says exercise, and I never kept up with it. And I'm so upset because, I don't know, it would have been a nice thing to keep up with and kind of see how you progress throughout the year, but it was just too much. I had too much on my plate this past year, and I wasn't able to keep up with all my planners. And then the weekly section, I used it as a gratitude journal. Over here, I would write out 3 things that I was grateful for that day, and then on the right side, which I did a little later on, I did like a reflection area of my week. So I started in November, I did a few pages in December. Again, here's December, and then I did start a little bit more in January. So here was my gratitude, and instead of doing 3 things, I just wrote out different things that I was grateful for. Sometimes it would be 1 thing, 2 or 3, depending on the day. And here I would have some reflection questions of the week. For example, what was my favorite moment? Who or what am I grateful for how did I practice self-care, who or what is keeping me motivated and inspired, and then I would sometimes put like a nice little or a cute little die cut or sticker. And I really enjoyed filling this out. I actually filled it out for the entire month, no, almost the entire month of January. Then I picked it up again in February, about half through the week. I did fill out this part. I didn't decorate it much. As you can see, it was just plain writing because I wanted to make it easy to keep up with. So if I had to decorate it, then it probably would have taken me longer to fill out and maybe I wouldn't have the time. So I just wanted to make a pen and paper thing with this, or a pen and paper relationship with this planner. So as you can see, in February I stopped, and then I didn't fill it out for the rest of the year except for like maybe 1 weekend or 2 days in August, or 1 week in August, and that's it. And then my collections or my note pages, I didn't end up using them for anything at all. I'm really sad that this Hobonichi weeks didn't end up working for me just because I had too many planners. And I think I'm going to be having too many planners for next year, but I'm going to try to make a system so that I can keep up with all of them. But I'm really sad that this one was not one that I could keep up with because it is a really nice planner, and the idea was actually a great idea because it involved journaling and it involved mindfulness and it involved self-care and just being thoughtful of my life. The next planner that I started using in 2021 is this 5-year Techo, which I keep stored in its original box because this is the way that you store these things, because it's supposed to be something that lasts for 5 years of your life. This is another planner that I was really excited for, but again, I just had too much on my plate for 2021 and I was not able to keep up with it at all. I'm so upset. This is kind of the same as the gratitude journal that I just showed you with the Hobonichi weeks. So this planner, as its name indicates, is a 5-year planner. It only has, well, it has these yearly pages, and then it has 1 day on the left for the next 5 years, and then an empty grid page on the right, which you can kind of overlap from what you've written on the previous page, which is what I've been doing. Some people use the entire page for 1 year, and then you don't have any room for the next years, and they don't mind, but I just wanted to like overflow my daily anecdotes. This is what I was using it for my daily anecdotes. I would write out whatever I did or whatever that stood out to me that day. I used it kind of for the first month, but it was only pen and paper in this planner, no decorating or anything, because look already how chunky this is. This is kind of like a mini Bible. By the way, this is the A6 size, kind of like a little Bible, and if you put a lot of things inside, I've seen videos how people have stuck pictures or washi or stickers and it really bulks up, and then like the spine ends up breaking, and I do not want that to happen to my planner, and I want to be able to write in it for the next 5 years. So I'm just gonna do a quick flip because this does have some personal thoughts and things, but basically, as you can see, did not use it. I used it for, let's see, for a few days in January, and then I used it also for a few days in February, and then I did not use it for March. I did not use it for April. Well, actually, I did a few pages in April here and there, random pages. This is also April. And then May, I was continuing that streak that I had started in April, but then I stopped, and then I picked it up again. I did a few more in May, then I stopped. And June, there was nothing. July, nothing. August, nothing. September, August, I lied. Here's a few pages in August. September, also we have a few pages. What else? This is another few days. October, here we go. Here's a few pages in October. And then I did not fill it out for the rest of the months, which is November, and now we are in December. I'm thinking I could back plan. Looking at what I've done in my planner, I could do back plan a few days, but I mean, I know I haven't really filled it out for the entire year, but I have filled out quite a few pages in some of the months. So I do want to try and keep this up for next year. Here's another spoiler. I am going to continue. I want to try and continue using this book for next year. So again, I just want to make it pen and paper because it's the easiest way to keep up with it. So I hope that I can maybe pick a routine that will allow me to fill this out every night or every morning. I don't know. I just gotta figure out out a way to fill this little planner every single day, or maybe do it like a weekly thing. I don't know. If you guys can give me any pointers or ideas that you can think of how I can keep up with this 5-year planner, I would love to hear your thoughts, because again, I just love the concept of the 5-year planner and I want to be able to fill it in. 5-year Techo, daily anecdotes. And last but not least is my A6 Hobonichi Techo planner. This is the original 12-month planner that goes from January to December. It is the daily planner. Here we go, empty pages already, you can see. Another planner that I have not been able to keep up with. I'm so bad at keeping up with a daily planner or daily journal. This planner is my daily journal in a more creative way. So this is a planner that I use to include pictures, include stickers, and make it as artsy as I want. So I'm really mad because, like I mentioned, this year just a lot of things have been going on and have gone on, and I would have liked to have been able to record everything, but it was just so busy. Like I said, I wasn't even on social media. Like, who am I? I'm always on Instagram, and it was that type of year that I just had to focus on doing the things and forgetting about everything else. So I was not able to record all of my memories, but I have been able to record a few months, and I will be doing a flip through of this planner in a separate video, because again, it's not a lot that I have filled out, but the few pages that I have filled out, I did it with a lot of love and it was a lot of fun to decorate. So I actually bought this planner, or this cover, in my 2021 Hobonichi unboxing or haul. I love this. Again, this went with my bird theme with the gratitude weeks. I just really love this cover, and I'm so sad that I wasn't able to spend a lot of time with it, but such is life. Anyway, I have different plans for next year in regards to my daily journaling or my creative journaling, so I will be sharing that again in that 2022 lineup. I hope I can film it soon. Be patient with me because that is going to be coming up. So here's a little teaser how I've kind of been using this planner creatively, but yes, this is the planner that I used as my creative journal or daily journaling. So there you have it. This was my 2021 planner lineup. These are the planners that I used, or I tried to use, and that I was planning on using, or some that I actually did use, what worked really well, what didn't work so well, and what I really enjoyed. So I hope this kind of gave you a little idea of what my thoughts are when it comes to picking planners and how I kind of work my system, and this is going to also influence a lot on what I'm going to be picking for 2022. I keep mentioning 2022, but just I'm really excited about starting a new year and actually using my planners now that I have more time to spend with them. I really want to have that quality time with those pages, with this Tomer River paper, and just try and make things to work with, and try to make things work as best as possible to help me in my everyday life. Let me know if you're making any changes for your 2022 lineup, and if you've been enjoying what you've been using for the past year, and if you're gonna stay true to that, or like me, you're gonna be changing it up a little bit. And if you have any questions, of course, leave them down below. I will be happy to get back to you, and I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye everybody, and thanks so much for watching.